How's it going, everyone? It's Sam. I need to tell you the key, I think, to the market right now. The key to make you successful right now. And it might not be exactly what you're thinking, but I think it's really important to keep in mind. Now, we're also going to go over some of the top news from new countries adopting to new countries giving ETFs, changes in policy, all that kind of stuff. If you guys don't mind, though, hitting the like button and hitting the subscribe button, I really appreciate that. I do my best to bring you new news and new charts in every single video. So definitely hit subscribe so that you can stay up to date, because you might miss a really important chart that might change your opinion. Now, I'm just going to take 1 second to tell you about Unstoppable Domains. You can check out the link underneath the video to get your Unstoppable domain. They start at $5, and basically you can hook up all your wallets to this NFT domain. You never have to go back and renew, and you can speculate. You can go try selling them, so you could get like sam.coin and then try to sell it on the secondary market. There's also a link to BlockFi underneath the video too, where you can get an interest rate on your crypto and get paid up to $250 when you sign up and deposit some money. So definitely check out both of those links underneath the video. Now, we just got PPI information, the smallest month-on-month jump in headline PPI since November 2020. This is the Producer Price Index. Now, this is, I think, probably a better indicator for where inflation is than the CPI. We just got CPI and it came out right at expectation, but this shows you how much it costs for producers, people that are actually making the products, while CPI is how much they're charging more. So this is more of a leading indicator, while CPI is more of a lagging indicator. So fact is, if inflation turns down a little bit, maybe the Fed doesn't have to raise rates as much, because keep in mind, if they raise rates, it will affect the stock market, the crypto market, the real estate market, and they don't want to crash any of that, especially with midterm elections coming up. I think they want to be as safe as possible. Now, we also got news from Visa. 24% of small businesses plan to accept Bitcoin in 2022. That seems a little bit high to me, but hey, that's quite impressive. I mean, I think the key right now is to look through all the noise and don't listen to, all the pieces of FUD that come out all the time, but think big picture what's happening. I mean, we also got news of Tonga to copy El Salvador's bill making Bitcoin legal tender. This is a former MP that is saying this. So this is a play-by-play approach to adopting Bitcoin. In his 5-point plan, the chairman of the Global Organization for Parliamentarians Against Corruption describes the adoption path, and he kind of lays it out here. They're thinking they will become legal tender, and this is because they are actually a huge country when it comes to remittances. So the International Finance Corporation estimates Tonga receives more income from remittances than any other country in the world, contributing up to 30% of household income. This is where it's really important, because they're not going to have fees taken out every which way to get these remittances. This is a really cheap way of doing it through the Lightning Network. And I think this is a great thing for crypto. We just saw Fidelity say just a few days ago that more countries will adopt it. But I think we might see people saying that this isn't a big deal, even if it happens, mostly because they have a really small population, just 106,000 people in 2020. Now, that might be a little bit off, because in this article they say that they have more than that, 126,000 people living abroad even. So maybe it's closer to 200, 250,000. But even compare this to El Salvador, 6.5 million, it's much smaller. I mean, fractions, percentages of how big El Salvador is, but it's just another domino. It's another domino that's going to fall down, and more countries are going to think that this is a legitimate thing, and people are going to start having to get reserves. Even some of the big countries will have reserves in Bitcoin, or at least some, in my opinion. Now, the key, we'll hit on a little bit more, the key to the market right now, but we can see Coinbase announces nearly the entire company will shut down for 4 weeks because they need to allow workers to recharge. I mean, that is key right now. I think a lot of us feel that too. And they just made a big purchase too. I believe it's somewhere on here, but they're going to allow futures trading now. But I am not even pulling up a specific a specific article here because there's so much that's happening right now. Like, I just want to hit on some of the highlights here. Swiss central bank tests wholesale CBDC with commercial partners. We just talked about Tonga copying El Salvador. Pakistan central government reportedly wants to ban crypto. China aims to separate NFTs from crypto. We have OpenSea competitors. We have so much news that it's really easy to get caught up in it. I mean, even India, right? They said that they're going to ban Bitcoin, it seemed like just a few weeks ago. Now they're going to launch the first Bitcoin ETF. I think the key in this market right now is to think big picture. And I know that you always want the best price that you can get, but we're at oversold levels. We're at supports, or we're close to them, just what we saw a few days ago. And the key is to look through the noise. We can see all the different countries that are banning it and allowing it and all this stuff, but where is this going in the future? Michael Saylor talks about Bitcoin being a bank in cyberspace. Stop thinking about it as an investment, but think of it as a way to protect your money, right? There's only so much room. There's only 21 million spots, and maybe you can get a spot of a spot or a fraction of a spot, but there's only so much room. And when you think about it that way, it can't really be overvalued, right? I mean, sure, if you pay too much to get into this bank, then maybe it's not worth it. But right now, we're at such levels that I think there's a ton of potential. And I realize this is a little bit different than the typical video. I mean, we covered some of the top news, but I think that we just need to remember that, yes, day to day, there's going to be tons of news that's relevant, important, stuff like that. But a couple percent fluctuations in price isn't going to make or break the bank in the long term. It's going to be about putting in as much as possible at good prices. And right now, I do think we're at good prices. Now, where are we in terms of what cryptos are doing well? Well, Solana back up over 150. It seemed like it bounced really well there. We also have some cryptos that are actually up on the 30-day. So we have Bitcoin down 8.2%, Ethereum down 13%, BNB down 9%, but Cardano is actually up 2% because it's fallen down so much over the last couple months. Actually did fairly well. We have Terra Luna that's up 37%. I've been talking about that more with Anchor Protocol, why I'm using it and why I'm so excited about it. Also, Polkadot's up a couple percent. It's been beaten down pretty hard. Avalanche doing well, 15%. And this one hasn't really been beaten down or anything like that. It's actually been doing really well. Polygon Matic still up 25%. I've been talking about Polygon a lot too. I think it's so bullish what Polygon's doing. One of the companies that we talked about earlier, Unstoppable Domains, they use Polygon. So that way it's feeless when you want to claim your NFTs. It's an awesome thing. Then some cryptos still up 100%. So the fact is, even in this sideways market, even this down market, there are still some layer ones that are beating the pack, and they're actually outperforming. They're doing really well. So I think that this is still going to be a year where layer ones do really well. Of course, if there is a ton of money flowing into the system, some of the lower caps probably will do even better because of the fact that people want to gamble when the market's going up. I have talked a lot about Phantasma or Sol token being my main bet on a small cap, and I think it is going to do really well. But let me know your thoughts on the market right now. Let me know if you're cutting through the noise and really getting down to what cryptos are valued the most right now instead of capitulating like a lot of the market. Let me know your thoughts on this underneath the video. Of course, that's easy to say, harder to do when we see markets falling. But let me know your thoughts. Thank you guys so much. Again, check out Unstoppable Domains and BlockFi underneath the video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.